สวัสดีค่ะ and hello everyone. I am teacher Yupaporn Chinisheva. I teach basic English for Matayum 3. Today's lesson is Second Conditional. Are you ready to have fun in my class? If you are ready, let's get started. Second Conditional, or sometimes we call if clause type 2. It is the same. How to use second conditional? The usage. We use second conditional to talk about actions in situations that are unlikely or impossible. Let's get to know about the structure of second conditional. We use if plus past simple, comma, would plus verb infinitive, or you can start a sentence with would plus verb infinitive plus if plus past simple. So everyone, now you know about the structure. Let's check on the example so that you will understand the lesson better. Example number 1. If I won the lottery, I would buy a new house. Or you can say, I would buy a new house if I won the lottery. For second sentence, we start the sentence with would and if in the middle of the sentence. In this case, no comma in the sentence. More example to learn. Example number 2. If I met the Queen of England, I would say hello. Or you can say, I would say hello if I met the Queen of England. For second sentence, we start the sentence with would and also we use if in the middle. Once again, in this case, no comma in the sentence. Example number 3, about making a phone call to someone. Let's have a look. If I had his number, I would call him. Or you can say, I would call him if I had his number. Actually, you don't have his number. That's why you use second conditional in this sentence. Another fun example with example number 4. Let's have a look. If I saw a ghost, I would scream. Or you can say, I would scream if I saw a ghost. What about you students? Would you scream if you saw a ghost? Alright students, let's get to know about structure number 2 of second conditional. For structure number 2, we use if plus subject plus verb, comma, would plus verb infinitive. Or you also can use would plus verb infinitive plus if plus subject plus verb in the sentence. Alright, let's check on the example so that you will understand the lesson better. Example number 1. If I were a bird, I would fly away. Or I would fly away if I were a bird. Actually, this is impossible, right? Because you are human, you cannot be a bird. That's why we use second conditional, structure number 2. Next, example number 2. If she were taller, she would be accepted to the team. Or you can say, she would be accepted to the team if she were taller. Actually, she is very short, that's why she cannot join the team. Example number 3. If I were a boy, I would play football every day. Or you can say, I would play football every day if I were a boy. In this example, she's a girl, she cannot be a boy. That's why we use second conditional in this sentence. Next, let's learn about the question form of second conditional. Example. What would you do if you won the lottery? What would you do if you won the lottery? In this sentence, I start the sentence with WH. Next, what would you do if you saw a UFO? What would you do if you saw a UFO? These are the example of question form of second conditional. More example of question form without WH. Let's have a look. Would you help me if I asked for your help? Would you help me if I asked for your help? Next example. Would she be angry if I ate her food? Would she be angry if I ate her food? These are the examples of second conditional without WH. And the last form for today is negative form of second conditional. Let's check on the examples together. Example. If I didn't practice so much, I wouldn't play piano very well. If I didn't practice so much, I wouldn't play piano very well. For past simple, I use didn't to create the negative form. For would, we change into wouldn't in the sentence. Next, if he weren't old and sick, he wouldn't be in the hospital. If he weren't old and sick, he wouldn't be in the hospital. For the first sentence, we use weren't to create negative form, a verb to be, and we use wouldn't to create negative form for the second sentence. These are the example of negative form of second conditional. Let's practice, everyone. So you have 5 seconds to think and find the correct answer. Are you ready? Let's start with number 1. Number 1. If I know his name, comma, I tell you. 5 seconds. Go. The answer is, if I knew his name, comma, I would tell you. Let's read the whole sentence. If I knew his name, I would tell you. Number 2. If I not have a headache, comma, I go to the party. 5 seconds. Go. The answer is, if I didn't have a headache, I would go to the party. Let's read the whole sentence. If I didn't have a headache, I would go to the party. This is the negative form. Number 3. If I be rich, comma, I help poor people. 5 seconds. Go. The answer is, if I were rich, I would help poor people. Let's read together. If I were rich, I would help poor people. Number 4. What you do if you have 1 million baht. 5 seconds. Go. The answer is, what would you do if you had 1 million baht? Let's read together one more time. What would you do if you had 1 million baht? Number 5. If I be an alien, comma, I be able to travel around the universe. 5 seconds. Go. The answer is, if I were an alien, comma, I would be able to travel around the universe. One more time. If I were an alien, I would be able to travel around the universe. So, have you got the correct answers, everyone? Great job! Alright, students, before we end our lesson, I have some tips for you to remember. Let's start with second conditional, sometimes we call if clause type 2. For the structures, you can use if plus subject plus verb 2, comma, would plus verb infinitive. You also can use would plus verb infinitive plus if plus subject plus verb 2. In this case, no comma in the sentence. For second structure, you can use if plus subject plus word, comma, would plus verb infinitive. You also can use would plus verb infinitive plus if plus subject plus verb. For the usage, you can use second conditional with unreal possibility, impossible events, or surrealistic events. Please keep that in mind. Alright, students, that's it for today and see you again next time. Bye! สวัสดีค่ะ